Peace and blessings be upon you guys. This is Malika, and I'm in front of the Johnson Community Center because when my daughters were going here in 2017, the end of 2017, and I had to kick them back out of the apartment again because this man, I'm gonna post this picture because I took pictures with him before, but I'm not gonna post the picture that I took with him before. I'm gonna post a singly picture that I took. No, that he has on his Facebook. But to make a long story short, he was constantly talking to me about my daughters, he kept giving me advice, and I just kept playing dumb. Like, okay, what you say is for you and your family and whoever else agrees with you. Do not give me advice for my daughters. To make a long story short, when my daughters stopped coming to the community center, because by that time, they were hanging out right over here by this pole and to the back of the community center. And they were hanging out over here with Miss Kathy, Paula, and all of these people was like all over my kids and hiding my children from me. It's all over Facebook. So when I came to the community center to ask Mr. Abbott, who worked with the teenagers, why isn't he coming on the streets to get my daughters, because I really wanted my daughters in the community center, he told me that one of my daughters goes out with his son. And I said that I didn't know Jahan was your son. I'm going to post a picture of Jahan too. I did not know Jahan was your son. He said, yeah, Jahan is his son. And that his son and my daughters are outside or whatever. So from what I understand, Jahan never used to come to the community center. And then all of a sudden he started coming to the community center. When he started coming to the community center, he and the person, William Abbott, that still works here, him and William Abbott, that still works here, was still talking to my daughters, like I had said, and he had suggested that my daughter, okay, so after my grandson was born, he kept talking to me about my grandson. He kept asking me, did you see your grandson? Did you see your grandson? Where's your grandson? You know? And I was like wondering, why was this man keep asking me questions? Because that's really none of his business. And I was already upset because my daughter had got pregnant. She had got pregnant when she ran away from foster care upstate. And she ran over here in Miss Kathy's apartment with Miss Kathy, Paula, Jahan, all of these adults, giving my kids weed, alcohol, and all of this stuff, including sex. I even have a video with my daughter having sex with this man in this lady's apartment right here in Johnson Housing Community, right here. So to make a long story short, this man kept getting in my business about my kids. And I kept telling him to mind his business. So, like I said, when he kept asking me about my grandson, I was like, basically, that's none of your business. Because none of you people helped me with my grandson and or my children. Because if you did, my daughters would be in the community center. So to make a long story short, I'm going to also post pictures of the text that I sent him. Yeah, because So the people that used to work here, there's only one more person that works here as a security guard that said some foul stuff out of his mouth. His name is Eric. Eric that works here. He kept saying foul stuff out of his mouth, even to one of the minor kids, and told the minor kids that their vagina stinks. And when he said that to the girl, and he was like, stop laughing. He's keep trying to like control the kids or whatever. Yes, I'm talking about it. Because he said smart comments to me many of times. And I basically didn't say anything because I pay attention to people. I like for people to talk. And then I'll come back later and I'll talk. If I can. But to make a long story short, I asked the community current director if he can call a community meeting so we could have Miss Kathy, Paula, and everybody from the community, including the protesters that were over here the other day. There were protesters over here protesting for Mr. William Abbott to stay at the community center. And I said, I'm going to protest too. I'm going to protest in opposition to him staying at the community center. So a group of Puerto Rican children and adults was over here trying to get Mr. Abbott his job back. But wait a minute, Mr. Abbott. Why did you say to my daughter, why did you say to me that my son is in the clear? You invited me to the community center for a SAVE program, meeting on a Friday. I came to the meeting and you said to me, I guess my son is in the clear. And I said, your son is in the clear? About what? And he said, because your daughter got another baby by another man or something like that. And I was like, what business is that of yours? How is your son in the clear? Nobody's gonna forget about what happened over here. I need to tell people about what happened because my children refused to. My children are scared of you people. I'm not scared of you. Y'all harass my children so much that my daughter is claiming a lot of other things that is happening to her, and she had to go into the hospital. So I dare you, say to me, if that is your son, you should have taught him better manners. How could you work at the community center with children and you get them to have sex and then you get them to be lured away from the community center to smoke weed, drink alcohol, and have sex? Mr. Abbott, I'm going to post your picture. You have not responded to my inbox on Facebook. The community center have not responded to me needing to have a meeting for all the lesbians that jumped my daughters. The community center needs to have a meeting for all the other kids that jumped my daughters. The community center needs to have a meeting to explain where are the same people that used to work at the community center. You switch all of these people around. So what does that mean? People are moving around to have sex with children and the adults are encouraging it? Are you encouraging a rape culture on the children in the community, Is that why so many of you came on Facebook cursing me out? Calling ACS and telling ACS I was giving my kids drugs and alcohol at my birthday party? Why are you people encouraging my children to do anything? You should not influence my children. There's a daycare center right here. There's a daycare center right here. I want to shut all of this down. I want to shut it down.